She's an enchantress, destiny's tree. Fear and doubt, she sets them free. Inner light guides the way, every night and every day.
Hello, welcome back to another mini masterclass. So today I have just let my guides show me what they would want me to share with you. So if you caught my last video, I was talking about the age of Aquarius and what to expect during that time. Now, another thing that my guides showed me is if you're familiar with the galaxy Andromeda, and if you are an Andromedan starseed, you might be attracted to my videos. And what are those characteristics of an Andromedan starseed is very closely tied to the Aquarian energy. And that means that you are a freedom seeker and you are trying to carve your way in this world from all of the noise. You know that you have a bigger purpose. You know that you have a reason for why you're here. If you didn't catch this video where I talk about curse breakers, it is deeper than that. You chose to come here even though there is so much dense energy. So one of the things is because we live in this monopolized world, right? It's all about who is going to achieve, who is going to succeed, who is going to obtain. And we have forgotten the bigger mission. So with that being said, let me just talk about what's going on in the sky right now in the cosmos. Sagittarius, we know that the sun is in Sagittarius. So when the sun is aligned, it is not only about your birthday, it is also about the energy of the sun. And so when you think of Sagittarius energy, it's very adventurous, right? That freedom, thrill-seeking energy. It is also your philosophy on life. So that's why there's so much going on around your belief system, what you believe in, what you've been following, what you believe is true and what is not true, and the unfolding of everything that is happening that is opening your eyes to the realization that what you thought was true is no longer true. And that is because you have gone through this awakening. And so if you're here, it is because you were wondering what is next for you. And so through these many master classes, my intentions are to help you collapse the timelines so that you can be in this energy in the here and now and really understand why you're here, what you're experiencing, what your next steps are, and how you can harness this energy at this time. So know that with the sun in Sagittarius, there is that feeling of wanting adventure, wanting to move, wanting to go abroad. That will come up. We also have Mercury in retrograde and in the same house. So it's how you're communicating that. The way that you want to express your philosophy in life. You're having this retrograde gives you this moment in time to revisit those belief systems, to revisit your philosophy in life, and then maybe even be honest with yourself, with your travel, and what makes you feel expansive. It is a higher way of thinking because it rules the house of education. It is also where you communicate in the sense of writing and expressing yourself, publishing. Okay, so you might even have a book on your mind right now that you're wanting to get out in the world. Now, Venus happens to be with Pluto, conjunct with Pluto in Aquarius. And Venus's energy is very Venusian in the sense of following what you love, right? Understanding yourself and your intentions and how you want to move in the world, what makes you feel good, what aligns you to your truest essence coming from love. Now, when I look at Paula Athena, or Paula Athena is in Capricorn, and Paula Athena is the strategist. And so you might be feeling her energy moving you towards creating a plan. But I want to talk about Lilith because Lilith is in Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus. So a lot of women are feeling the energies of Hekate, and Hekate is this non-conforming energy that you step into your power, and she's calling on a lot of women to step into that. So if Hekate is coming in and wants to work with you, you're going to see, like, for instance, I had a snake come go to my car and go into the wheel chamber, into the tire. Spiders, I had a spider in my car. I also had a moth come into my house that I released. I had a bat cross my window when I was driving in the evening. Those are the underworld, right? The things that we fear. But we have to come to the realization that there is nothing to fear. And so when Hecate shows up with the animals and the insects that we fear, it is so that we can step in our power and know that there is nothing to fear. So I really strongly feel like with Lilith being in Libra, she is waking up the women, the Venusian divine feminine within, to stand in your power, remembering who you are, remembering your power, and to move away from the illusion from the Piscean age. So I've talked about the Piscean age, and it happens for 2,160 years. And that was when codependency was birthed. So we as women were programmed to believe that we needed to have our male counterpart in order for us to survive in the world. And we became very codependent with our relationships, which causes addiction and avoidance in your life. And those are all energies of Pisces in the house of Pisces. And so with Lilith aligning with Libra and Venus being in Aquarius with Pluto, you're being asked to go through a rebirth, a death and rebirth of old self, that codependent person that you used to be. And you will know that you are a codependent person because you attract narcissistic relationships. And the narcissistic relationship is feeding off of your light and in disempowering you because you forgot who you are. So Hecate has been coming forth so that women could step back into their power and realize that they are the ones that hold the grid, the power grid. Like, through their energy sources, they create balance and harmony in the world. And because of this imbalance, because of the patriarchy and the hierarchy and the Piscean age of believing in this father Saturn energy, because Saturn and Neptune are conjunct right now in the house of Pisces. So we have to clear up this energy. Do you want to follow your dreams, or are you going to follow the indoctrination? And so that is what is coming about right now. And so my guides really wanted me to talk about your essence as the sun. So you are learning how to be more of yourself through your sun sign. And your sun is your luminary. It is your star. And if you've heard me talk about, or if you watch my video about us being stars and how we come from stardust, because we have the same elements as the Milky Way. So everything is connected, and you are here to stand in your star essence, your luminary light. and it is attached to your sun sign. So if you are a Sagittarius right now, you could be feeling these energies. Um, and also, going back to Mercury being in retrograde, it is for you to get really clear and define that part of you that wants to be expressed in the world. So, one of the things is, you hear me talk about quantum physics, and I'm always talking about how we are magnetic beings, and it is through our observation, through what we focus on, that we see more of. And so, going back to this wanting to feel abundant, wanting to feel things coming in, and if there is resistance around it, it is because it's the way that you are connecting with consciousness. Now, I want you to think of like what it is that you're trying to call in. What you are calling in is a feeling, okay? It is how something from the material world is going to make you feel. And so we get so hyper focused on the material that we let our emotions hijack us, right? Now, our emotions are here to help us connect with that thing. But when you are so focused on obtaining the material thing, everything gets clouded. So when you think of your aura is so important because it is. I did a drawing. I'm going to show you real quickly. If you can see right there where it's like an apple right there. Um, your aura is surrounding you, and you are the conduit that is taking the energies and filtering them in through your body. And so when you are wanting to call something in, you are thinking of like the castle in the sky, the fairy tale life, the enchantment, the adventure, the spontaneity, the joy, the playfulness. Those are the emotions that you are trying to feel through obtaining this thing that you are going after, this fulfillment. And for me, by me showing up here, throat chakra, by me showing up here and expressing these downloads that I receive and these mini master classes that I am creating, it is because I get fulfillment out of it. It's a feeling that I get, but I'm not waiting for the feeling to come in order to create it, right? I'm creating it from that feeling, and then it manifests into the physical. So one of the things is your feelings and emotions they need to be aligned, and that's why the healing work comes in, because if you're operating from trauma, you don't know how to regulate your emotions. But once you regulate your emotions, you know how to tap into that feeling of what it is that you're wanting to call in. So the thing is, when it comes to matter and material, right? So if you go into the quantum physics and everything has the atoms, the protons, the neurons, um, and again, I'm not a scientist, so bear with me, but then it goes into forces, and then it goes into the unified field. And the unified field is the no thing that gets created into something. And so you do have all of those energies that you have to go through, but how you quantum leap is through a feeling. So, one of the things is my guides wanted me to share with you is that the material does not create the feeling of an emotion. So, if you're waiting for the material thing to come in order to feel the emotion, that's backwards, because it is the emotion and the feeling of it that creates the material thing. So, the feeling and the emotion creates the matter and the material. That was one of the things that they wanted me to get. And so your aura, through the feeling, through the emotion that you're feeling, is what is speaking to consciousness that is bringing it to you. So think of mirror, mirror on the wall. What you are looking at is a reflection of your inner world. And so, if your reflection in the material world is not reflecting back to you exactly what it is that you are wanting to call in, then that is where this distortion. And that's also not believing in yourself when you keep dipping back into doubt because you're not seeing it manifest in the physical. It's already there. You're just collapsing the timeline to get to be in that. And how you do that is by focusing on what is going on within you. So I talk about creating your avatar. So we're going to go over again about why it's so important to understand your avatar. So your avatar, when you look at the definition of avatar, an avatar is a manifestation of a deity. It is also a released soul that goes into the human body. So if you don't understand your essence and you don't know who you are, then you are the deity, okay? And you work with other deities, and that's why even going back to Hekate coming in and wanting you to empower yourself because you forgot that you're the deity. So in order to understand that your avatar is the pieces of you that are imprinted in the stars, your blueprint. And it's the descent of the deity from the star nebula, from the consciousness that comes in a downward descent onto earth, because that is the meaning of an avatar. And the reason why this is so important, because if you are looking outside of yourself and you don't know how to center yourself, you're always going to be looking for something external to tell you who you are. And the best way to know that is to remember your signature star status. I'm creating a program around this to share my insight, and I'm creating modules. So if that's something you're interested in learning so that you can step into this avatar energy and really start taking your power back, um, leave me a comment, um, because I'm working on this and I really want to hear some feedback on if that's something that you're looking for. But anyway, when you step into that, it is taking your power back. And the only way that you can take your power back is through learning how to sit with self. And so the one thing that's really important is to journal, because journaling allows you to have a conversation with yourself, to get things out of the mind and down on paper so that you can connect. It also helps you connect with your guides because your guides are always speaking to you. Another thing is affirming. So, through affirmations, you are affirming this intention that you want to bring to the world. You are affirming who you are. You are remembering who you are. So, affirmations help with that as well. In my journal, I do give you incantations, which incantations are even more powerful because you are speaking that into existence. Remember, you are always communicating with consciousness. So, through the act of incantation, you are speaking that into existence. There's a lot of incantations in there that have to do with freedom and sovereignty and getting back and empowering yourself, like Hecate is wanting you to do. So, if you don't know where to begin, I highly recommend that you pick up a copy of my journal. And all of this will be down in the description. But because I know a lot of people have a hard time meditating. So those are things that you can ease into and then start a meditation practice. And even your meditation practice can coincide with your journaling practice. My guides really wanted me to talk about this today because they want you to understand that it is through connecting to self, to centering yourself, to having the conversations with the universe through self, that you begin to empower yourself. This is when you begin your star status. Remember me talking about in the video that celebrity are the fake stars. That's how we've been hijacked. And the reason why they use star, because star is the bright luminary in the sky. But you are the star. You are the bright luminary in the sky. You just forgot. This is not coming from ego. This is coming from your mission. I was even thinking about this today also, about television and screens and how they absorb your energy and remove you from your star essence, because you start living your life vicariously through what you're envisioning or viewing externally. So envisioning means that you start taking your power back and you start remembering your vision in life, how you want to view your life. So I'm going to end this with, watch this video, get your insight, start journaling, start reconnecting to yourself, and go out and get some of the vitamin D from the sun. We started this talking about the sun's placement in Sagittarius, but my guides wanted me to hone this in. If you are on the screen so much and you are not in nature, you are going to feel a disconnect. So by getting out and absorbing that vitamin D and reconnecting back with the sun, you are connecting back to the highest version of self. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling a low energy, go out, put your feet in the earth to ground you and absorb some sunshine. I know where I live, there is sunshine. I happen to live in Florida, and maybe where you are, there isn't. But there is still light, and even though there are clouds, the sun is still there. You can still absorb the vitamin D. And by putting your feet in the earth, even if it's cold, just being in nature, just absorbing the crispness and understanding that at this moment, in the stillness of winter, you are going through a death and rebirth. And with Venus in Aquarius conjunct with Pluto, it is to step into your Venusian energy so that you can ride the wave of this age of Aquarius and take your power back, liberate yourself. So during this time of the stillness of winter, really contemplate and introspect what it is that you want to experience, what is your meaning for being here? Where do you want to see change in humanity? And how can you be a part of that? And that is all I have for you today.
Dancing with the universe, breaking every ancient curse. In her realm she reigns supreme, living out her boundless dream.